You guys need to sit down, relax, and just let our minds explode. We got the 11th dimension explained. I've got a feeling I'm going to get really confused in this video. I love learning shit about this. We're trying to learn shit about this. It does get confusing. Recently, I've just made a Patreon. If you guys want to check it out, I'm going to be uploading videos that get blocked to YouTube on there. If you guys want to help a little bit with the channel, link to my Patreon is down below in the description. Right, let's jump into this. The 11th dimension explained.
Hey there, I am Science File,
Okay.
the artificial intelligence. This is what a cube would look like in the fourth dimension.
Right.
It also has its own name, a tesseract. However, by seeing this image you cannot claim that you experienced the fourth dimension, because it is represented in our three-dimensional universe, on a two-dimensional screen in your one-dimensional brain. But what if I told you, our universe is made up of not 3, but 11, or even 26 dimensions? We'll speak about that in a second. First of all, at least to imagine how a fourth-dimensional object would look like, we have to make an analogy using our 3 dimensions.
Bro, it's actually mad. Like, 2D won't realize they're two, you know what I mean? Like, 3, it's just, you can't even, like, explain it, man. It's fucking crazy. Like, 1D to the 2D to the 3D, but the 3D is free, you know, like, well, you know what 3D is. And then 2D is just plain, like just smack bang, just straight ahead vision. You know what I mean? And then like to go from 4D to 5D to 6.
Suppose that somewhere there is a two-dimensional universe with two-dimensional beings living on it. They can only move on 2 axes.
Oh yeah, he's gonna say this now.
Imagine that you take your hand and pass it through their world. As their line of sight is only a one-dimensional line,
you will only see in 2D.
As your hand progresses through their world, they will see the tip of your fingers appearing, then the rest of your hand slowly coming in. They would constantly see only an infinitely small division of your hand, corresponding to their one-dimensional line of sight. Those beings would think of your hand as a shape-changing two-dimensional object, just as an MRI scan views your brain. Now imagine that someone from the fourth dimension comes to our three-dimensional space, and puts his hand through. Let's say it's not a hand, but a tesseract. As it would pass through our 3D space, we would see it shape-changing, just like our hand did, but in a different way.
Bro,
it gets even more awesome if we consider that time is the fourth dimension. Then, the 4D object would be able to control his time. If he were a living being, he could change his age at will, just as we could move our hand through the two-dimensional world at will. Okay, but let's get back into our own universe. Remember I said that it has more than 3 dimensions?
I'm already confused.
And probably a lot more. The M theory, which unifies all the superstring theories, says that our universe is made up of 3 spatial dimensions that we are all familiar with, 1 time dimension, and 6 more small spatial dimensions. According to the string theory, these 6 additional dimensions would have very interesting properties. If we count the 4th dimension being the time, then the 5th dimension would allow us to travel
that's a sick fucking photo.
through all the parallel universes that had the same initial coordinates as ours.
Bro, what the fuck?
The 6th one would allow us to travel in time in any of those universes. In the 7th dimension you could travel to any possible world, no matter of their initial coordinates. In the 8th we could travel in time in all those universes. In the 9th dimension...
Is this just like fairies though? Like... Bruh.
We can compare all the possible universe histories, starting with all the different possible laws of physics and initial conditions. In the 10th and final dimension, we arrive at the point in which everything possible and imaginable is covered. Beyond this, nothing can be imagined by you, mortals, which makes it the natural limitation of what we can conceive in terms of dimensions. I swear, I didn't make this up. But, where are they and why can't we observe any of these dimensions? Imagine there is a very long rope stretched between 2 mountains. You sit 1 kilometer away from it, and you know there is an ant walking on the rope. Because of the very long distance, the rope seems to be a one-dimensional line, with only length, as its width would be unnoticeable. If you were asked to give the ant's coordinates on the rope, you would be able to say only one piece of data, the distance between the ant and the end of the rope. But in reality, we know that the rope does have thickness, even though it is hard to see from 1 kilometer away. Take a pair of binoculars and you will observe the second and third dimensions of the rope. The same
Wow.
thing goes for the other 6 spatial dimensions in our universe.
How?
They are on such a small scale that they are indistinguishable from the normal 3 dimensions. These extra dimensions can be represented in form of a Calabi-Yau manifold. I don't know what the f is this. Don't ask me to explain it.
Bro, I'm so like, all I've taken from this, and every time I watch a dimension video, right, is fucking the numbers 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D. It's just mind blowing
But again,
every time.
why don't we simply take a microscope and observe them? As I said, they appear on a very small scale, called the Planck scale, and we are not able to look so deep in the fabric of the space. Check out this other video explaining the Planck distance.
What?
So yeah, if the existence
What?
of the 11 dimensions turns out to be true, we would be able to build wormholes, black holes, and meet God. Well, not really, but it would still be pretty awesome. So yeah, that's it for this.
Right, really good video. Enjoyed that one. I tried to sit there and pretend like I know what the fuck's going on, but I have no fucking clue what's going on. I just know the numbers from 1 to 11D. If any of you guys want to try to explain anything in the comment section, go and try your best. I hope you guys did enjoy this video.